Hi there, my name is Bill Wano, and I'm making this video today to give you my thoughts and a review on the brand new Keystone Cougar 2021 22 MLS. So here we go. The Keystone Cougar 2021 22 MLS is a wonderful camper. I mean, we had a Heartland Mallard M231 with a beautiful floor plan. Were we thrilled with it? Absolutely. But when the Keystone Cougar 22 MLS came out, I got a text from my wife, and they shipped one in the very next day, and it was in our driveway. That's how awesome this is, and I think you're going to love it. But it is built well, and the structure, the quality, everything is just a step above. It is truly a battle tank luxury travel trailer. And so we're going to dip into that a little bit. So I wanted to give you a brief history of how we got into the travel trailer lifestyle. And just like almost 80% of the people out there, we kind of started with tent camping, and then my wife put up with it. You know, it wasn't the best for her. You know, she'd rather have more of a glamping situation. So travel trailer, here we come. But anyway, I got a text from my wife Tabitha, and she said she loved this floor plan of this new Keystone Cougar, and this is really important, and it'll all come together in shortly. But I said, you want one? You know, my wife knows if she says she likes something, it's very dangerous to tell me, because it will end up in her possession within a day or two. So this is on her. But anyway, I called Camping World, my dealer there here in Kansas City, and my sales guy, and they said they just came out. He called me back in 10 minutes and said they are shipping one to another Camping World, but we'll have it diverted here. So the next day we went in and we bought it, and it ended up in our driveway. So there you go. And that's on her, by the way. But the way we started was from tent camping to a camper. It's a logical progression that we just get a starter camper. You know, it was smaller. I thought it was a great idea because, you know, you got your air conditioning, everything from home, you kind of take with you on wheels. But there was a few things the first time we went out that she'd rather have after she had experience with this first camper, and that is the bed was against the wall. So she's a little claustrophobic. I like to sleep on the outside, so that means she was sleeping next to the wall, and that's just bad for everybody. The bathroom didn't have a vanity in it. It's a smaller unit. So on the way home from that camping trip, we decided to pull in and exchange it for a Heartland Mallard. Now we just came across this M231, and being empty nesters, this is perfect. She got her walk around bed, she got her vanity in the bathroom, and everything was great. This is actually the perfect camper for empty nesters, the floor plan, because it's completely open, roomy. You got your dinette area there. However, couple things we kind of wanted to do, because I edit videos and things like that for my work, and so sometimes I have to have my laptop computer on that dinette table there. And so that leaves two options. One is she can be outside in the gravity chair or on the bed, or just kind of squeezed in there with all that equipment there. So, you know, I mean, it's the perfect 99% of the time floor plan, but then when you have to work, you know, it can get a little cumbersome. So also, I wanted a king size bed. So the Heartland Mallard had the queen size bed, which is great and perfect for 99% of the people. I mean, it just wasn't enough to really go into looking for another trailer, because the M231 is such a perfect camper for empty nesters. So really couldn't pull the trigger. However, I did start looking, you know how you are, start Googling king size bed campers and things like that. And I'm going to tell you why in just a second, but came across the Keystone Cougar and saw the quality build, and took a virtual factory tour and saw how they built them, and I just fell in love with it. I mean, it's just a battle tank. However, can you justify changing from a camper you love to a camper that's just a little that's better built, that has a little more of what you need or want? Tough to do. We just couldn't pull the trigger on it. The reason why I wanted a king size bed is because we travel with our 107-pound puppy, Jasmine. Now, she likes to sleep in bed with us, and in a queen size bed, that's a little tough. So what I did was I did modify our bedroom to accommodate a king size residential bed, and that's just real simple. You just extend the board that your mattress is on, and then you take out the nightstands and make them thinner, and then put them back, and ta-da, you have a king size bed mattress. But she loves to sleep with us. Well, actually, let me put it this way. She allows us to sleep in the king size bed with her. We're allowed 4 inches on one side and about 4 inches on the other, and so because she sleeps like this. Yeah, that's how she sleeps, just right on her side. So it's kind of tough, but anyway, and that's why I started searching for the king size bed small, because we like to go to national parks and state parks, and some of them have rules about the length of your travel trailer with the king size bed. I came across the 22 RBS. However, it had a king size bed, 4-season camper for extreme cold. I mean, it's rated from 0 all the way up to 100 and some odd degrees, 120, 130 degrees, whatever it is. But I mean, it was just built. Fell in love with it. Couldn't justify it. It was exactly the same floor plan as our Heartland MLS, you know. So I couldn't justify it, but you know, in the back of your head, you're like, I would love to have that camper. You know how it is. I mean, it's just the way it is. So what happens? I start talking about the amenities and how well it's built, and we have some really good friends that are camping buddies. And what does he do? He goes out and he buys a 22 RBS Keystone Cougar. Now, envy? Yeah. You know, I fell in love with it, and here it is right in front of me every single time we camp together. It's great. I was happy for him. And so it's the exact same floor plan, almost exact same size. So what we would do is, if you look down at the bottom on the right, you can see we just pull in together opposite and put our awnings out, and they practically touched, and we had our own little outdoor protected area. So it's just perfect. It was perfect until we could pull the trigger on the Keystone Cougar 22 RBS, which we just could not justify. However, to make things worse, we have other camping buddies. We're good friends, and we go camping together. What does he do? He goes out and he gets himself a Cougar. So now I'm sitting here, me and my wife, which my wife loved the Heartland Mallard, but I wanted the Keystone. You know, we got other friends there. Cougar on my right, Cougar on my left. Feeling bad. Not really. But I did want the Keystone Cougar. Couldn't pull the trigger. Now here is the rub. Keystone Cougar came out with a 22 MLS. What made us decide to ultimately pull the trigger on changing from the camper we loved to upgrading to the Keystone Cougar 22 MLS? Well, let me tell you. The floor plan. Remember, I do work sometimes when I'm camping. So I'll have 3 monitors up, and it'll be on the dinette table, the king size bed for Jasmine, and then also, here it is. Across from the table is theater seating. This isn't just theater seating. Keystone Cougar, in their $110,000 fifth wheel travel trailers, puts the exact same amenities in a 26-foot or a 22-foot, whatever it is, smaller Keystone Cougar travel trailer. It's crazy. So in the large fifth wheels, you have the stainless steel residential, which I'll show you in just a second, fixtures. You'll have the theater seating, and these come with massagers and heaters. These aren't heaters, just heaters. They go all the way up your back and down to your feet. I mean, the Platinum Series mattress. Everything is just the same. Shower door, the triple pane shower door. The quality they put in their smaller travel trailers is the same quality as they put in their larger travel trailers. And I think that also sets them apart and sets them above the rest. The build's the same. You have a 3.5-inch back wall with a ladder. Well, then they have the smaller 22MLS. What do? They build it exactly the same. Huge steel under the frame, the wall, the 3.5-inch back wall, the fully insulated underbelly of the slide out. I mean, it's crazy how they just take the big, huge fifth wheel luxuries and just compact them into a smaller footprint. So that's what you get when you get a Keystone Cougar MLS. Here's a brief video tour of some of those amenities here. Now, pocket doors or barn doors in the bathroom, they're space savers. The shower doesn't give. I'm 205 pounds. When I get in, it's a rock solid foundation in that shower. Stainless steel home fixtures, porcelain toilets, lots of counter space. Medicine cabinet's huge. In the kitchen, you'll see tons of cabinet space. Look at the size of that refrigerator. You've got, 5 cabinets and undersink, stainless steel residential fixtures again in the kitchen, and 5 drawers with another one, big one by the microwave up there. It's crazy. You got a pantry right across. Now, there are some negatives, but I'll get into that later. Then you have your, there's theater seating right there. That's Jasmine, so, she latched onto that. And, of course, the Platinum Series king-size bed. So that is the basic gist of that. Now, so let's get into some of the things that I really love. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty on this, on the Keystone Cougar here. A couple things. The Key TV. The Key TV to me was just a little bit difficult to figure out, but it's truly simple. It's more simple once you have it figured out. And here's why. It's just a direct link from outside to inside. If you have a satellite system, which is what I do, I have an outside satellite system. It has outer ports, so you can watch TV outside, and it has inputs on the back of your 22 MLS. But you have a cable TV and a satellite input. So anyway, what I did was I found out you just put it into the satellite input in the back. You go in, you take your receiver, you hook that up to satellite output, and then you hook your HDMI to your TV. And that's pretty much it. It'll recognize the satellite. My satellite is the King 1, which finds the satellite automatically. And so it does that, and everything works perfect. Bam, we have every channel we have at home. There are USB ports everywhere in this camper, from your nightstands to those little cup holders that control the massage and the light and the heat from your theater seating. And they have little USB ports so you can charge your phone while you're sitting there. Jazzy doesn't have a phone, so Jasmine doesn't get to charge her phone, but my wife, she's sitting in the other one, she can charge her phone. Me, I'm kind of banished to the dinette table. So that's just the way it goes. It's a give and take world out there. The on command. Oh, I love this. From a digital pad, you can control your lights, your You can control your awning, your slide out, your heat, your air conditioner. You can control the 12-volt heater pads underneath your holding tanks. For extreme cold weather, they come with that. I mean, just little luxuries like that are really cool about Keystone Cougar. Also, everything in that pad is also on an app for your phone, which works flawlessly, with the exception of one thing I noticed. Everything works perfect. However, if you're out and you use your phone to do your slide out of your awning, which I don't know why you would anyway, because you don't know when to stop or when it's getting close or however that works. If you hold that button down on your awning or your slide out, you'll notice that even though you're holding it down, it'll intermittently stop and start. At least that's what happened with me. And it did that every time. So it starts and stops, which I would never use. I was just playing, you know. So, but I would never do that out and about anyway, because, you know, that would freak me out. But what I do find interesting, and I would use a lot, is heat control, air conditioner control. I can check the temperature because we'll go into town and leave our dog watching TV in the camper on the king size bed, and I want to see what temperature it is in there. The lights, you have an emergency light that blinks on and off if something happens. Maybe the air conditioner kicks off or whatever. I can hit emergency and that will blink on and off, letting somebody know that there's something going on here. Hopefully to go in and check on my puppy or whatever. But that's just a great little technical feature there. Here, also, these stairs, rock solid. They go all the way down to the ground, and your camper won't shake a bit when you go in and out. Oh, here's the theater seating right there. This is just awesome. Let me let that focus just for a second. There you go. The theater seating, you see the LED lights here. That's kind of cool. You got your little control panels right there in the middle, and right there that little pad will raise up and reveal all your remote controls. That's cool. What else do I got here? So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this review. It might not be as in-depth as some of you may have wanted it, but it's kind of what I put a... So I hope you enjoyed this brief review of the Keystone Cougar 22MLS. We are in love with it. Oh yeah, I promised you a couple of things that was not as 110%. You do sacrifice some storage. So in other words, you don't have your coat cabinet. You do have a couple on each side of your bed. You have the over the bed cabinets. But in our Heartland Mallard, when we walked into the door, we had a big, huge double door that we could hang our coats in and things like that. Well, you lose that. But you do gain all that other living space that I would gladly exchange again and again and again. But it is a negative that you lose that big, huge storage there. Another thing that I noticed was the pass-through. The pass-through is smaller than the Heartland Mallard. You got a huge pass-through at the front of your camper in the Heartland Mallard M231, and it held a garage full of stuff. Well, this is a little bit smaller. The other thing is your water tank is surrounded by a wooden box in that pass-through. So when you're ready to winterize it or de-winterize it, you have to take the board, unscrew it on that box, take it off. I plan on putting a door in there, and you got to crawl in there. And then you twist the water bypass valve there. Then you go into your camper. The way I winterize it is a little bit unique. I just simply take one of the hoses off and put it into the input of the pump and winterize it that way. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this review, and I look forward to doing a few more when it gets to spring. And so I did put a Facebook group together specifically for 22 MLS owners, because, and here's why. It's not because I wanted to separate myself, because I love the heart of the Keystone Cougar Facebook page, and I'm a member of it and I love it. But you can't say, where's the bypass valve on this? on this web page, the 22MLS page, the Keystone Cougar 22MLS group, you can say, where is the bypass valve for the water heater? You know, your new, I had to look for it, and you'll be able to see specifically for that specific model. So it's a specific page for 22MLS owners. So right now, there's not a lot of us because it just came out. I was one of the first, and I love it. And so I hope you enjoyed this. So thanks for watching, and look forward to seeing you again. Bye-bye now.